Welcome all back. Good evening. Hope you all had a great weekend and you even have a better week ahead. It's Monday Fun Day. Welcome all back to Daz TV. Liverpool Brentford yesterday. Sorry, just adjust the camera there. Liverpool obviously a big win. Perfect win in many ways. 3 goals. 3 points. Clean sheet. You can't ask for much more. It'd be great to see Liverpool get them type of results in every game. I'm happy for Liverpool now not to be going all gun ho and scoring loads of goals and just for Liverpool to go through a couple of boring games, just get easy wins, get 2-0 up, 3-0 up in games, and not be chasing games, not be, under that amount of caution pressure of what we have been of recent. Particularly the Arsenal game was very, very frustrating, touching on last Thursday's first leg at Anfield. Xhaka gets sent off, 25 minutes gone out of the game. You expect Liverpool to with that intensity, energy that we started off with that urgency, the tempo to go on then and get the job done against Arsenal. And I'm thinking even 1-0, 2-0 is a really good result going to the Emirates. It's another big win for us, and I keep a clean sheet at home to Arsenal. And it'll be a lot better. We can go there with, just pressure east and, make some rotation for the second leg. But it turned out, look, it was a very frustrating night. I think what happened was Arsenal got down to 10 men. They felt like they'd nothing to lose. They really imposed themselves. They defensively were brilliant man to man, really shut us out. They weathered that storm. And they could see we were getting agitated. The crowd were getting agitated. The players were. They could see that, they were frustrating us at Anfield, particularly when they went in at half-time 0-0. And, the game continued to be what it was. We were much more dominant in terms of possession, chances. I do say chances. I think we 20-something shots on goal in that game, but only one right at the end on target. Not good enough. It really wasn't. It was very pedestrianised, sideways passing, all huff but no puff. And similarities to last season when we went on that barren run where we lost 6 at Anfield. We were really poor at the start of the new year. We were a lot more possession on teams, a lot more chances, but they were not even half chances. You know what I mean? It was similar to that in Thursday night. It was a really frustrating game and a big result for Arsenal. It's mad to think that Arsenal were really humble and smoke with getting a 0-0 at Anfield. It just shows how far we've come and where they're at. But I think looking at a once-off game, semi-final, second leg on Thursday night, after getting a win yesterday, restoring some confidence and belief, we can go to Arsenal and beat them. There's no doubt about it. We've beaten their 3-0 last season. They've beaten them 4-0 this season, and obviously 0-0 the other night. Even when we were really grim, they still don't beat us. So I think we'll put in a better performance away from home. And we get to Wembley. I think it'll be us and Chelsea, the two of the top three in the Premier League, meet in February in the Carabao Cup final. And I think it'd be a great final, really, to get Chelsea in. It'd be a huge game, and it just shows how serious both teams have taken it. I think that we'll get to the final, but it's going to be a tough game against Arsenal. Obviously, they didn't play the weekend against Spurs. They'll be well revitalised, rested, and focused now for this big game on Thursday. But sometimes that doesn't mean that. And yesterday we restored some belief and confidence by winning. And I'd love to see more Premier League games like the way it was yesterday. An easy routine win, 3-0, clean sheet. As soon as we go 2 up, you just know it's game over, don't you? I think there's 20 minutes to go, and the Ox scores a header. It's 2 headers, Fabinho, then Ox, and then it's great to see Taki come on and score. Especially after his sitter. That actually summed up the game against Arsenal the weekend. On Thursday night when Taki missed an open goal. It was unbelievable stuff. You just summed up the night for me. It was so frustrating. But it was good yesterday getting a win. Obviously, after drawing 3-3 against Brentford earlier in the season. But look, Brentford are not the same side that how they were starting off. You see Southampton beating them during night 4-1. They've dropped a couple of points of late. They were on a little bit of a bad run. Not too bad, though. They're sitting comfy enough in the league, and I think they will stay up. They're only a couple of wins you'd say away from staying up. So, look, yesterday, much more dominant, much the better team. I think overall we'd 27 shots on goal, 13 on target. They'd won. Obviously, we were far more dominant in possession on that, and it was just one of those days where you knew it was either going to be a really frustrating, difficult game for Liverpool to make real hard work of it, or it was just going to be routine. And yes, they was routine, and I think that the starting 11 that started yesterday, I would have liked to see on the previous Thursday against Arsenal. I don't want to see the midfield of Fabinho, Henderson and Milner start again. As much as I love Milner, he's the ultimate professional and discipline, and the man's the best. He's the type of player I feel you need to be bringing on when you're winning games, or you're looking to see games out. I don't think Milner is the type of player that you want to be starting games that you set out to win, and that you're looking for goals. I just don't think Milner gives us that anymore. Look, he's 35, 36, obviously, and he can't play a consistent amount of games in the running. I think he started at Spurs, comes on the League Cup game at Leicester, might have even played the league game away to Leicester and obviously against Chelsea. And I think Chelsea, obviously, was disappointed in that game, and he was disappointed as well during the night. But midfield, obviously, yesterday was a lot better, bringing Ox in there. But again, really disappointing to see Ox go off and get another injury. We know he has a lot of injuries and setbacks in his career, so it was disappointing to see that happen again yesterday. But it was positive to see him and Curtis start. I think Curtis Jones needs to start more. Look, it's really difficult for us at the moment with the midfielders, the absentees that we have, and the availability again is a problem for us in midfield. No Elliott, no Thiago, no Keita. And that left us then yesterday starting Ox, Fabinho, Henderson. You'd say only the best three midfielders we could start. Okay, could start Jones in there as well. We'd only really four, you'd say, first team midfielders available that you'd rely on to do something. And, going to Arsenal the weekend on Thursday night, Ox could be out for that as well, which is usually disappointing if he is, because he's come into a bit of form. And I thought yesterday he just gives us something different, and particularly this season, I think he's been good when he's played. Excuse me. I think for Ox, it's very difficult when you're not playing consistently. Like any player, if you're not playing consistently, it's very hard to nail a place in the team. It's very hard to be consistent. It's very hard to do what you can do best and express yourself and impose yourself in the best way because you're not playing regularly. And I think that's obviously always been an issue with Ox, where he's being hot and cold. But I think this season he's been a bit more hot. He's a bit more dynamic, creative. He does something different, gives us something. You seen yesterday he gets a goal with his head. He's, up and down in midfield, and he gave us something different. And we could have done with him coming on and playing earlier against Arsenal, or starting that game against Arsenal. And hopefully going back against his former club, he will be fit to play on Thursday. I haven't heard he's out or not. It's probably unlikely, though, that he will play. But let's see what happens. I think it'd be great against his former team, go out and impose himself and prove a point, because, we know Ox, since he's come from Arsenal to Liverpool, he's struggled to get that consistency. And now he's got a couple of goals this season, a couple of assists, print a couple of good performances. It would be just great, wouldn't it, for him to go to the Emirates and book Liverpool a place in the final of the Carabao Cup. But we'll wait and see what happens. I know, look, the game for Spurs and Arsenal was off, and look, it's everyone's just exploiting the whole COVID thing now, aren't in the Premier League. Even like you heard the lads yesterday on Sky on Super Sunday talking about it. It's just become a bit of a farce, and it has been for a while now. But the precedent was set when games were being called off, then they weren't. Then I remember Leeds and Man City goes ahead. Leeds were down to the bare bones. Leeds get beaten 7-0. Then against Liverpool, I think they have a player or two available more than they had against City, but that game goes ahead. So it's a bit of a farce. It's all over the place, and I think a decision has to be made that if you have so many COVID cases, game gets postponed. If not, you have to go ahead with it. Because I know against Arsenal, we got a bit of stick when our game, but we'd no registered goalkeeper. So we had 20, 30, 40 players available. You need to have a registered goalkeeper, and we hadn't. And look, we got a bit of flack for that. But I think that was just, I don't know, Arsenal needed something or some drama to give out about, because what could we have done? That was the rules, and we have to go by them. And obviously a lot of false positives, wherever it was, but we've seen that happening a lot. But we could only go with the guidelines and the rules, and that's what the club had went by. And the game got rescheduled. No big deal. Arsenal's game then gets rescheduled or postponed now against Spurs. So we go on to the second leg, and hopefully a big win on Thursday night. It'd be great going to Wembley, get to another final. Of the Carabao Cup. A League Cup, traditionally over the years we've done well in, and we've always turned to when, at times when we haven't been so good, when we've been challenging for top four. The days, under Kenny Dalglish, his first season, come back in 2011-12, obviously getting to the final, and even then we made hard work for getting to Wembley against Cardiff, going to penalties. But it'd be great to give ourselves a chance to win that bit of silverware before the knockout stages against Inter Milan, the Champions League, and then going into the latter stage of the FA Cup, the Champions League, and obviously the league was still something to fight for. But it was great yesterday to see Klopp, giving the fist pumps to the Kop. That to me yesterday was a cry out for let's stick with us. I think Klopp knows 11 points behind City. We have a game in hand. We beat Leeds down to 8, all to play for. Yeah, looking at a situation where Man City have to lose 3 and we have to win 3 over them, the chances are unlikely that's going to happen, particularly when you look at our squad and the availability. If we were to bring everybody back fit and have loads of options again, when Keita comes back, Mane, Salah comes back, Thiago, Elliott, all these players are you could say on that they could start for us, particularly 3 or 4 out of them would always start week in, week out. And when they come back, what will, it will give us loads of options we can challenge. But for me, the league, look, I think we're probably just holding on to hope and faith, and we're holding on to the optimism of never giving up and, never say die. What Jurgen's implemented massively into the club, but realistically, I don't see us winning now. But let's keep fighting. Let's see what happens. Let's stick on their heels. Let's give them something to think about. And let's see if they have a wobble or they've COVID cases or, they go through a sticky patch, how they bounce back. But it'd be good for us to be on the heels of them rather than just throw it away. I think if you're going to throw away the league and just say, look, it's over, then also it's stupid really, because it can end the season earlier than you think, because you need to be doing well in the league, I think, and be winning games and playing players regularly to be progressing the Champions League, to be winning FA Cups and obviously the Carabao Cup as well, in my mind. Archie Doolan, how are you, bro? Big shout out. I hope all is well. Hopefully, mate, Thursday we are all over the moon. It's like a final. Yeah, I think so, Archie. I can't wait for it. I love Liverpool obviously in big semi-finals. It would have been similar to a European type, the second leg at Anfield. Obviously, we had to postpone it because the game got postponed, rescheduled, but we gave up our second leg tie to have the first leg at home, which was a bit disappointing. But we'll be confident, won't we, mate, going to Arsenal and getting a win there. You have to be honest with yourself. Arsenal are doing well this season. Arteta's definitely improved them, but we're better than them. We're better, we're more experienced. I think we'd be more disciplined than them. And I think yesterday, just that, the fist bumps from Klopp, the win, the clean sheet, that togetherness, that unity, I think it's stronger. We probably have the strongest in Europe out of anybody at it, So I think if we hold on to that belief, if we can go out against Arsenal and pose ourselves the way we know we can, and have the right mindset, attitude, and have the discipline, we can beat Arsenal. But we'll have to be obviously a lot better than what we were on Thursday. And I think the team selection will obviously have to be better as well. It's hard to know. Maybe Milner will come in because with Ox out now. Does he go with Fabinho, Henderson, Jones in midfield? Then who does he play up front? Is Origi going to be back? We know we've no Mane, we've no Salah, but we do have Firmino, we do have Jota there. With Minamino play after his goal yesterday, yeah, it's a bit of confidence for him. It's a bit of belief, particularly after that sitter he missed against Arsenal. He would have been as sick as anybody. So, look, it is what it is. We try and just move on, forget about it, and let's be more positive and going forward. And we've an international break then coming up, and then hopefully then it's return of the three lads and Naby Keita, Mane, and Salah. We play Arsenal Thursday at the Emirates, and then another trip to London on Sunday at Selhurst Park against Palace, who are doing well this season, well every year. They played well against us at Anfield earlier in the season when we beat them 2-0. But if we can, get these 2 wins, it'd be huge wins for the international break. We come back, then we play Cardiff, and then we've a midweek game against Leicester at home. So it's all to play for. We've Champions League next month, then you're into February. You'll have FA Cup games. You're going to have, as I said, the lads back. Will we sign players or a player between now and the end of the window? It's unlikely, but we might do business. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see if we have to get any more injuries, what would happen. Hopefully Ox is back on Thursday. As I said, I haven't heard that. I was trying to look up something here, but there's nothing coming up as to whether he's going to be out or not. But it was great to see him start yesterday. Great to see him get a goal, get a header, was something different. Thiago for me was man the match. I seen the Redmen TV had up a picture of Spider-Man Peter Parker and takes off the glasses, and you have a Ronaldinho and it was I think it was a Firmino then as well, just to say how he's evolved, Fabinho, and then I seen he was a recognition then of Salah earlier. So since Salah's went, Fabinho's been getting the goals. That's 3 goals for him in the last 3 games. He plays against Shrewsbury, Arsenal, and then yesterday, Bags 2 in the FA Cup, and then Bags 1 yesterday, which was great. I thought he was the man of the match yesterday. He was just brilliant, and he's one of the best in world football, isn't he, in that whole and all. But to see him getting more creative, more attacking, imposing himself more, is obviously great. I think Henderson played better yesterday. It was great to see Curtis playing, and I think Matip again, what can I say, unbelievable at the back, coming out with the ball, dribbling it, going for goal. He went in a great run as well against Arsenal, and it's great to see Matip staying fit and doing well. But I hope everybody, as I said, has a good week. This is just, a snippet of a preview for Arsenal. Hard to give much more, really, because we don't know who's going to be available, and we don't know if the Ox returns back. We don't know who's going to be available for Arsenal. Obviously, they have injuries to players out in the AFCON, the players with COVID, who's going to be available for them. We will know more closer, I'd imagine, tomorrow evening and Wednesday and obviously on the game day on Thursday. But I hope you all, are really geeing the lads on from wherever you watch it. I don't know if any of you, to be honest, to be fortunate enough to go to the Emirates. It'd be great to go there as well and be in the Liverpool end, wouldn't it? It'd be special. Go to the capital, get a big win, and then back to the capital then at Wembley at the end of February against Chelsea. Obviously playing another team at the capital. But I hope you all have a great week. I'll be back on Thursday after the game, and I'm going to give a review. I'll try and get somebody else on with me as well, and we'll just discuss the talking points from the game and hopefully where it all went right and where we won the game on the night. Cheers, Archie. Appreciate that, mate. Matip and Fab, excellent. Look after yourself, Daz. You too, bro. We'll be back on Thursday after the game. We'll try and actually get straight on after the game. When it's over. Everybody as well, I've seen a lad had up today on social media. It's this day last year he set up YouTube and he's gone great. So go over and like and subscribe to his channel on Clock Talk TV. He's doing some great content there, watch alongs, and he's a regular on YouTube all the time. Unfortunately, he's the opposite to myself. He gets on a lot more than I do. But as I said, I'll be back on Thursday after the Arsenal game, after hopefully we beat Arsenal. And then, I'll be doing a preview then on Saturday for the game against Crystal Palace. So I'll be on Thursday night and then I'll be on Saturday afternoon for a big preview of Liverpool and Palace. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the week. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like the video and comment on it as well, and share it obviously on all social media platforms. Have a great week, guys, and mind yourselves, and up the Reds.